very exciting day today because I have a show. It's a great show, doing some new songs for you. It's been about almost 3 years since I was here. 2 years. It wasn't almost 3 years. I have been in Las Vegas doing a show with the Backstreet Boys. Raise your hand if you've come and seen the show. Have you seen the show in Las Vegas? So there are a lot of people who have not seen the show yet. We are there till April of next year, so if you want to come, you still could come. The best show in Vegas. So, well, I have some time with you here today. I'd love to take some time, but I'm sure you have some questions and things you want to talk about, if you don't mind. I'm going to open up the floor and see if you want to ask me anything in particular. So, who's got some questions? Anything on? What's that? Hold on, what's your name?
Ariel.
Ariel, like Little Mermaid. You know, my son, he's watching Little Mermaid all the time. So he loves you. So, Ariel, what is your question?
I want to know why is it that you come here so often? Because it's like 2 years since the last time you came, and we are very honored to have you here so many times. So,
well, great question, Ariel. So the reason that I love to come down to South America and also Mexico is because, first of all, it's a place that I get a lot of love. It's a place that you know, when I see the fans, I can see that they still are passionate about us, and so that inspires me to do more music, you know, to stay motivated. And also, you know, I'm one of the Backstreet Boys, so not all of us can come down all the time because we're very, very busy. But if I have a choice, I always choose to come here because I want to make sure that the fans know that I love them. So. Who else has a question? All right, what is O'Neill? Your name's O'Neill? No. O'Neill. What's your name?
Daniela.
Daniela. Are you from Chile?
Yes, I'm from Chile.
Are you from here?
Yes,
You're
Santiago.
like Santiago? You're from Santiago? Okay.
Uh-huh.
So what is your question?
My question is, what is your reflection remembering that yesterday We've Got It Going On had 23 years of existence?
So We've Got It Going On, the song?
Yes.
So, what's that?
The hit.
Oh, the hit We've Got It Going On. So that was yesterday, right?
The single.
Well, now that I think about it, because I didn't know that, I'm not very good with dates as far as remembering things.
I remember because
maybe Kevin's great. I mean, sorry, Brian is incredibly well at. He's great at
put it
that.
on Instagram.
I feel like that's just extra stuff. I'm always worrying about the future. But if I think about that now, it's pretty incredible. You know, to think that that really was the song that began the whole movement of the kind of music that we came from. You know, that was the whole. It was the Max Martin, the Dennis Pop sound. Though I was very small too. If you look at the music video, you'll see I'm very little. I don't even. It was great. It was actually very funny to see.
so young.
We all were so young. We all were so young. Yes. I'm still young now. Okay. But yeah, it's pretty incredible. Proud would be one way to kind of describe the feeling. Came from a place in time that we're very proud of with that whole era of music, and, you know, and also in the world. You know, the world was a little bit different at that time. There was a lot of, you know, the music was great, the politics were great. Things were better back then. So, we're gonna make that turn again because Backstreet Boys are back, and we're gonna do a whole new record, a new album, and it's really good. So we're gonna help make a nice change, and another shift in the world. So we're ready for that. Any other questions?
Here.
Over here. What is your name? Andrea? Are you from here?
Yes,
You're from Santiago. Okay. What is your question?
my question has to do with that. I want to know if you're planning to do new music soon, and how is it different from what you've done with that?
So you're talking from my music?
Yeah.
Okay, so. All right, thank you for the question, Andrea, right? So, the new album, well, first of all, when it comes to recording solo music or when it comes to doing music in general, a lot of times it takes a little bit of inspiration in order, to get motivated again. The Backstreet Boys album music is almost done. We got 2 more songs, roughly 2 more songs, and we're done. We're just gonna put the cap on it, and because we have a deadline very soon that we have to release it. So once that's done, that's when I can kind of really dive into music. Now, that's another reason why I came down here. It's because, sometimes it takes to just get on stage again to remind myself a little bit of how, what I'm capable of doing. A lot of times as artists, we can, in a way, get a little insecure, a little doubtful at times, and sometimes question, what is next. So it's easier to just jump on stage, pick up a guitar, and playing, in front of incredible fans who adore you, that inspire you. And so now I've recorded and written some music. I was in the studio the other day, and I don't know if you saw that. And if nothing comes out of that, then that's okay. But it's like an old engine, you kind of have to oil it up a little bit and just get it going. And I think that's what's happening with me right now. But again, there's a lot of things that I have to do. Whether it's the Backstreet Boys album, it's like energy, all the energy that you have to like put it into certain things. So once that's on the side and that's finished, that's when I can really, really focus. But I am recording music, I am writing music at this time. I was just upstairs messing around on my computer, playing with some beats. And again, if nothing comes out of it, if the only thing that comes from it, it would be the motivation and also coming down here. So very soon. Any other questions? What's your name? Andrea. Raise your hand if you're Andrea. Andrea? Andrea? That must be a very popular name here. What is your question?
I want to know how you take the.
First of all, I gotta be honest. I only know like 4 words in Spanish.
I'm kind of nervous.
Don't be nervous. You realize I'm hugging you right now. Oh, happy birthday. So what is your question?
How do you think about the influence for groups like BTS? If you plan to do something together.
It's funny, well, thank you for the question, Andrea. I ran into BTS, first of all, I tweeted them because I really was a fan of what they do. It's interesting. I don't understand any word they say. But I'm friends with Steve Aoki, and we basically, he had played me some of their music prior to them releasing it. And there was actually a couple of songs that were submitted to us, and then they went to BTS. But I like the energy. I like all the. Well, they're a little bit more exciting than us. But maybe if you had 5 me's in one band, maybe that would be BTS. But yeah, it's really interesting. It's cool to see what they have been able to accomplish in the music industry. It's really hard for international bands that don't speak English to break in the United States. But I think that shows the progression of the people in America and how they're sort of embracing the different cultures, and I think that's really, really cool. So it's the same way when you maybe had first heard the Backstreet Boys, and you remember, well, you didn't know what the hell we were saying. We were speaking in English, or singing in English, so I like them a lot. Who's got some more? Oh, thank you, I know. What's your name?
Loreto.
Loreto? Loreto? Loreto.
Yes.
I totally messed that up. Like Loreto. Loreto.
Yes.
Gotta roll the R's. Loreto. Just before I say something, well, I don't want to give it away, but the song that we're recording, we're also, did someone say, maybe some of the other guys, we are recording it in Spanish. Just let you know. Alright, so what's your question?
I'm kind of nervous.
What's your jacket? What the hell? Wow. Okay. So what's your question?
I want to know how is Odin, and if he knows any of your songs, or maybe the Backstreet Boys, and if he can sing it.
So Odin doesn't know the Backstreet Boys right now. What he loves is his trucks, like little fire trucks. And he sits there and he's like beep 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 with the trucks. But you know, I play some music and he'll sit, you know, he'll stop and he'll listen to it or be like again, wanted it to be played again. You know, he's almost, well, he's not even 3, he's gonna be 3 in April next year, so, you know, he is, first of all, I miss him so much, you know, and I have brought him to the Backstreet Boys concert a couple of times in Las Vegas, and he's fascinated, obviously, because it's very elaborate, it's a very big show, so that's good. And what was the other question, part of the question?
He can sing it.
No, you had something else. Part of the question.
That part. How is he, and if he can sing your songs?
Yeah, no, I mean he can't sing them though, but he's getting close. Yeah, and it's funny because he dances like this. Oh, but this is what I was gonna say. So right now there's a place called Wyoming in the States, and there's like a Yellowstone Park, and so my mother-in-law took Odin to a cabin, so they were staying there, and she's into horses and stuff. So and it's really funny. He loves animals, just like you know his mom and his grandma. But it's funny because and it's weird for me because I'll see pictures, and he's got like cowboy hats on all the time. So, and then he's like, it's like, I hope he doesn't grow up to be a caballero, you know what I mean? Is that the word, caballero? Yeah. That's cowboy.
Vaquero.
No, shit, I got it wrong. So how do you say cowboy?
Vaquero.
Oh, vaquero, yeah. So I don't want him to be a vaquero, like, riding bulls and stuff, you know what I mean? No, okay. What is it called?
Chile Guaso.
Guaso. But he's so cute in a cowboy hat, which is really funny. It's really funny. So, but obviously I miss him. What? Right? Do you know I'm sick right now?
Yes.
I always get sick. You know what it is? This is what happens. So everyone's like, oh, Nick's always sick, okay? I'd like you to take my job and meet about 200 people on one day and kiss every single one of them and see what happens. You're gonna get sick. Yeah. Yes, okay. So, any other questions over here? Let's see. Okay. What's your name?
My name is Solange. I'm from Antofagasta.
Solange? Solange, that's pretty nice. What's your question?
It's for a request. You have a job. And I speak like all the women here. I want to know why you always come with your country.
Está preguntando si cree que
I'm not growing my hair long again, so it's not gonna happen. No, you can get that from Kevin. Kevin looks like Steve Aoki right now. Yeah. Jesus. So, now this is cooler, man. Like I like this. I look like a warrior or something. So, any other questions? What's your question?
So I want to thank you
this opportunity. I have a surgery last week and I'm here and I'm very excited to meet you. I've waited this for 20 years. Yeah.
Que dijo que se operó la semana pasada.
Are you excited for the show?
Yeah, I'm really excited.
Well, I'm going to put on a great show for you. Okay. So, any other questions? Over here. Whoa! Hidden in the back. Any question? Mike had a question, but he changed his mind. He got shy. Oh, you got a mark? Oh, yes. And what is your question?
What's your favorite song in your life?
My favorite song in my life? Yes. So it changes for me. I kind of can't just focus on one song, or it's hard. I really can't anymore. And I think that does. I don't know. Like a lot of times, I love the songs I really love. I hate now. You know what I mean? Because I've played them so many times, or it's been part of my life, and I don't want to hear them anymore. But it's interesting. I was just thinking about the other night when I was performing. If I was to pick my own song, it'd be "Falling Down," and I love that song because it's just very emotional. It means a lot to me. It has a lot of meaning. So, "Falling Down" would probably be mine. Any other questions?
Me, here, please.
Oh.
Thank you.
What is your name?
Rocio. It's very difficult in English.
Rocio.
In English is dear.
Dear, like that.
Dear.
And it's a suggestion or a petition from my friend who's there. When you come with the Backstreet Boys, can you do 2 shows, please? Because
In Santiago.
Because one's not enough.
All right. So to answer that question, when we come back with the Backstreet Boys, it will happen most likely next year. I'd say most likely end of next year. I'm hoping. It really just you have to talk to the. Maybe do a petition or do talk to a promoter or make sure that you, because at the end of the day, it really is up to them at what they want to risk to bring us here. So it's kind of a business, obviously if there is a demand and there's more than a certain amount of people that want that show, and if they know that and they're aware of what that is, then they'll be more. They'll take the risk, you know what I mean? So again, of course we'll do 2 shows, but we just have to ask them. Exactly.
Thank
Anything
you.
else? Okay, what is your name?
My name is Marisol.
Marisol. Congratulations.
Well, first I want to thank you again, like last time, because I think this is amazing, like what you do. And I wanted to ask you, what's the most difficult part of being a father for you?
Well, I think that to answer that question would definitely be being away. Well, of course, because I've been away. It's going to be almost like 2 weeks, and I feel guilty at times. At times, I feel just I don't want to miss moments. I don't want to. And for me, when I'm home, it's an incredible job that I love. Whether it's teaching or the things that I never thought that I would be good at or that I would enjoy. So I think that would be the answer to the question. And then also to add to that, for me, I'm very emotional. I'm very sensitive. So I'm always worrying about things. So that's the worst thing for me, is to have a child, because now I'm worried about everything that could potentially happen. And so, but I guess, I just gotta ride it through. And then he doesn't even listen, so he just jumps on everything, man. Jump. And I'm like, really?
We know.
I'm gonna have a freaking heart attack every time I do it. So.
Next time we can have
One more question.
What else? Let's see. It has to be a good question, okay? If you have a good question. All right, here you go. What is your name?
Ana Karina.
Ana Karina.
Yes.
What is your question?
I was wondering why you won't sing Do I Have to Cry for You and I Got You? Why?
I don't know. It's hard. Listen, I've come to a point in my life where I realize I have to kind of, or career more so, that I have to kind of play the balance game a little bit. Because if I come here and I don't do Backstreet Boys songs, then that would, I don't know, I feel like some fans would be a little upset. And then at the same time, if I don't do some of my music, then fans would be a little upset. So it's like I have to choose a little bit of both. Yes, I did perform a lot of the new album, which from an artist standpoint, we enjoy that. We enjoy performing the new music. And it translates really well to the stage, you know what I mean? It's just nice to perform, and the audience really reciprocates it. So, you know, that song, to answer the question, I tend to always not do it. I think maybe it's just because, number one, in my mind, I feel like the key, the actual range of the song is really high. So I feel like I'm gonna have to transpose it and put it to a different key. So I'm paying attention to that, so I know you guys want that. And I don't know if you've seen the videos, but I'm adding songs, 2 songs that were like kind of important and featured me a little bit from the Backstreet Boys music. You know, the I Need You Tonight, which I felt, if you had to choose between 2 songs, I think you'd take I Need You Tonight. So, you know, I have to kind of play that game a little bit and be aware. It can be difficult from my perspective to make the right choices, and sometimes we don't, you know, but at the same time, I think me just being here, performing for you, and coming all the way down to Chile, all the way up to America, I think is the last?
The end of the world.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So, I'm just happy to be here, and I hope you are happy to have me. So thank you so much.